HealthyLife.net, where positive overcomes negative.
Next up is Krysti Rosario, a U.S. national boxing champion, professor, IABA international boxing referee and judge, and the host of Real Combat Media Boxing Radio. Welcome, Krysti.
Thank you so much, Sharkie.
Well, I'm so excited to have you on the show. Now, I've known you for a while and didn't realize that you were a U.S. national boxing champion. That is so cool. I just thought you were a great teacher at the college.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Well, you're a great teacher as well, and you're definitely my boot camp mentor, so thank you so much.
All right. Well, we're here to talk about boxing today because I am just so impressed that you competed at such a high level and were so successful. So why did you get into boxing?
Well, you know, as a kid, I ran track, and I loved it. And then when I got older, I started kickboxing, and it felt very natural. I started competing and winning my fights. And, you know, my dream has always been to go to the Olympics. So I figured, you know, there's no men's kickboxing in the Olympics. There's no women's. There's men's boxing, and they had a lot more opportunity or thought that they would put women's boxing in the Olympics before kickboxing. So that's why I turned to boxing, and I ended up really loving it. It felt very natural for me.
That is so cool. Now, tell us about actually winning the U.S. National Championship. What was that like?
Oh, my gosh. Well, you know, you work so hard as far as training 6 days a week, and, you know, and another fight that I'm sure we'll talk about is the whole weight, trying to lose the weight. And so to get to the pinnacle of the nationals, and, you know, I'm in a weight class with 10 other women, and I had to fight for 3 days. I actually had the bye the first day, and then the next 3 days I fought. And to win is just, you know, it's amazing. And it was on ESPN, which was really cool. Al Bernstein was commentating, and, you know, it was fantastic.
That is so amazing. I'm so impressed. I really am. But
thank you.
What actually does it take to win at that level?
You just have to you know, there's people that have natural talent, and then they have the heart. They have to have the drive, and you have to have everything together. And then you have to have a good team. And my team was my coach, Ben Lira. He's in South El Monte, California. He's an amazing technician. And, like, even when I would throw the jab, he would tell me, he would know when it was wrong, and he would perfect it. And you have to really have someone in your corner that you feel comfortable with, that you trust 100%, and he gave me 110% of his time and was just a fantastic trainer. So we would train 6 days a week. I would run 6 days a week. I would hit the mitts with him. I would hit the heavy bag, the speed bag, and then on top of that, you have to do your own dieting, which that's the fight that was the hardest for me.
Right. Now you had to weigh in a lot, right?
Oh yeah, every time, you know, in a tournament, it's every morning that you are going to fight. You're going to box. You have to weigh in. Every time you box at a regular show, you have to weigh in, and you have to be. I mean, if you are over that weight limit, you know, you can be disqualified if you don't make it. You know, if you're more than 2 pounds, of course, you'll be disqualified. If you're under 2 pounds, you have a time to make that weight, and if you don't, you're disqualified. So that was the hardest part, because I went down to 132, which is not normal for me. I'm 5'8". I'm normally about 145, and so 132 was just grueling. I would wake up dreaming about food.
Oh, my gosh. Now, so you only had a 2-point variance that you could be in?
I'm sorry, say that again?
So when you weighed in, it was not just being under a certain weight. You had to be between. I mean, was there a wide weight? In other words, did you have some flexibility in terms of
weight class? My weight class was 132, so I had to be between 126 and 132. And for me, since I'm normally 145, I'm struggling to get to 132. So I had to take off all my clothes. I had to make sure I was totally dry. I didn't even have a rubber band on my hair, and I had to weigh in that way. And then I would have to diet and make sure that I was just eating very little to get to that point. It was hard.
Didn't you have to eat protein and carbs in order to perform?
Oh, yeah. I had to eat a lot of protein. And of course, you eat vegetables and you eat everything else. But for me, and unfortunately, sometimes I just didn't do it the right way. I would be taking colon cleanse, which is not necessarily great for your body.
Right.
I would, I got very, obsessed to try and make the weight. It was very hard. I couldn't even, when I was going through this, I couldn't even take a bite of, let's say, ice cream because I would binge. So that's that's not healthy. So, I would just, the whole weight thing was just very difficult. I tried to make myself throw up. Thank God I couldn't do that. I just could not make myself throw up, but I tried because I wanted to. I was so obsessed, and it was so hard for me to get. I shouldn't have been boxing at that weight class. It was just way too light for me.
Right. Did a lot of women struggle with that as well, or was that just?
I think a lot of athletes struggle. I don't think it is. When you think of women that have bulimia, anorexia, or people in general, you think of women, but there's a lot of men, too, that go through, when you listen to boxers, fighters, men, you'll hear them say the other fight for them is the weight is very hard. So you have men in wrestling as well as women in other sports that they have to lose weight really struggling, and it's not just a women's issue.
Wow. I totally agree with you. Even volleyball at my daughter's colleges, they had to weigh in, which I think is crazy because, as long as you can jump and do your skills, and I don't think the weight should be that big of a concern. But
wow, I did not know that. That's amazing. And how was she? Was she okay, or did she have a problem?
Well, she's a tiny little thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she really got irritated. It became, something that, God, they had to be weighed all the time. And, most of the time, why should you have to think about that? You should be thinking about your sport. And so, yeah, I have to ask.
In volleyball, yeah.
Yeah. I have to ask you, weren't you ever afraid of getting knocked out?
No.
No?
It didn't ever cross my mind that I would get knocked out. No, because it was just not something I thought about. It was very natural for me. It felt really good to box and to compete. I was always very nervous, don't get me wrong. Even when I sparred, my lips would turn purple, and until the bell rang, I would just be nervous. But it was such an adrenaline. It was such a natural high for me, and I loved competing, and it felt really good. And this is a sport, I did very well in track, but I was always second. It drove me crazy, But with boxing and kickboxing, it was something that I could be number one because it was just, I had the heart for it and the passion, and I think I had the natural ability, and I had a great trainer. So the combination was great for me.
Okay. Well, Krysti, we're going to take a short break, but before we do, I have to ask another question. Did you ever knock out any of your opponents?
You know what? I was really a boxer, I guess I was a boxer puncher. So I used my jab, I used my cross, I moved. So, I broke a girl's nose once, but I won on points more than I stopped them. Okay, good. Well, when we come back, I want to talk a little bit about what it's like being a woman in a dominant male sport. I know you officiate men when they're boxing, right? And we'll talk also a little bit about fitness, okay? And so, are you ready for that when we come back, Krysti? I look forward to it. Thank you.
Okay, we'll be back with more Pep Talk and Krysti Rosario right after this.
With a little shark sense, you can improve your life. Shark Sense, a new book by Sharkie Zartman, is a book that can teach you survival instincts. It pumps you up to live your life fully regardless of what life dishes out. Shark Sense, a fast read with tested principles right from the shark survival trace. You can do anything. Tap into your inner shark and get your copy of Shark Sense right now. Available at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and at sharksense.org.
One of the best things about the technology available today is being able to listen to HealthyLife.net on the go or while I'm at work. Typically, headphones or earphones are required, and let's face it, sometimes they break or get worn out or lost. To find my latest solution to this, I found the Earphone Solutions website while browsing the HealthyLife.net advertiser page. There are plenty of options from basic inexpensive on-the-go earphones to studio-quality headphones for when I really have time to enjoy everything from rock to Bach. Earphone Solutions on the HealthyLife.net advertiser page.
For all your live or pre-recorded webcasting needs, come to earthchannel.com. Get your web-based message out to a select group or the whole world. It's easy. A pioneer in webcasting, earthchannel.com provides the best products and services to big corporations and government users. And now, this same technology is available to you. They have the best earthcast encoders, servers, and products to meet your technical needs. But wait, don't want to mess with technical stress? No problem. They'll do it for you. earthchannel.com is your answer. You can use webcasting for lots of things, like advertising, marketing, customer support, training, and don't forget, web radio and TV. In fact, you're listening to a live Earthcast right now, so come to earthchannel.com. Actualize your audio or video webcasting needs today. You can't beat the friendly service or the price. Call earthchannel.com at 800-849-8978. That's 800-849-8978.
If you like to spend your television viewing time learning about some of the things that you may have missed in history class, or if history was your favorite subject, then you should check out the link to the History Channel on the HealthyLife.net advertiser page. Order DVD sets by series or by subject matter right from our homepage while you still enjoy your favorite HealthyLife.net show.
You're listening to HealthyLife.net. Millions of listeners know the secret. Now you do too. Positive talk 24 hours a day, every day.
We are back with more Pep Talk, and I'm talking to Krysti Rosario, a U.S. national boxing champion. And, Krysti, we've been talking about boxing, but I know you also do refereeing, and you're an international judge. Where do you officiate, and do you officiate mostly men's or women's matches?
Yeah, I'm a AIBA international boxing official, so it's an Olympic-style boxing referee and judge. And we have more men boxing in the United States than we have internationally than we have women. But, you know, more and more women are boxing every day, and the technique, and they're doing fantastic. But it so happens that I usually referee and judge more men than women. And I referee locally. We have tons in California, tons of boxing. Next week I'm going to Spokane, Washington for the elite U.S. Nationals, and I'll be refereeing and judging there. And I also have to take my maintenance for being an international referee and judge as well. So I'll be testing. Yay.
Right. I know you'll do great. So, but when you're out there refereeing men, isn't that a little scary? Are you ever afraid they're going to knock you down?
No, I'm never afraid I'm going to knock down. I just have to make sure I'm sharp and I, get out of the way and that I give them their space, because this is their opportunity. It's not about me. I just want to make safety is first, make sure they're safe, make sure, I give them the correct cautions, and if I have to take points and do warnings, this is all about them. They trained really hard to get to that point. So I just want to make sure that I'm the best referee in the ring for them or the best judge.
That is awesome. That is awesome. But this is a male-dominant sport still. What's it like being a woman in this sport where there's mostly males?
Well, for me, I try not to think that, because when you're a referee judge, it doesn't take strength. There's no reason why it should be a male or a female, but unfortunately, some people look at it that way. I mean, I'm only one of 5 women in the United States that's at this level. Well, we had 2 other ones, but they've retired, and the rest are all men. There's politics, and I don't know if it's about me being a woman or not, but there's always politics, and the politics are exhausting. I don't always get sent places because, people are more friends with other people, and that's what more than the gender issue, I find the politics, very exhausting. It's not always about your ability and how you get sent around because of your ability. It's about who you know and who's friends with whom, and that's what tires me the most.
Right. I can totally see that. But I know you teach boxing at the college, and in fact, I got to evaluate you once, and I had heard students talking about, oh my gosh, this gal that teaches boxing is so good. So I was so excited I got to see you. You are amazing, by the way, and your students love you. But let's talk about boxing as a fitness workout. What are the benefits of boxing to get in shape?
Well, boxing at the college is real boxing. You know, we really learn how to box, and the majority are usually men that take my class. I have some great women that take my class as well as the great guys, but we do learn technique. We do sparring, and they can wear headgear, and they can actually go, and I'll referee, and they'll actually compete against each other in a sparring session. But the fitness aspect, because boxers are some of the most well-fit, well-conditioned athletes that we have to run, and we do abs and core training and plyometrics, and we medicine ball. We add everything to make them feel like they're really training to be boxers in the class, as well as just get in shape and, learn techniques.
Right. Do you ever have any students that in your class? Now, I know because I teach as well. Sometimes there's just some students, you don't even know why they're there. I mean, it's like, come on, try.
Yeah, that doesn't work for me. I don't like it, and I think they probably know I don't like it because it's not. Don't be there. It's college. If you don't want to be in my class, you take it on your own. Get out of my class. I don't like it. I don't stand for people that are going to be lazy and that they won't try. It's not okay for me.
Right. And you also teach the boot camp, and so I know you do a great job with that. And so. Well,
you are the boot camp queen, and you gave me so much inspiration, and you are fantastic that I'm just molding my classes after yours.
Well, and I just enjoy seeing students get into shape and have fun doing it, and also learn discipline. And so when I saw you teach your boxing class, I knew you'd be perfect for boot camp. So I'm so glad you took it on. But
thank you.
Yeah, I want to talk about your Real Combat Media boxing radio show. So tell me a little bit about it.
I love it. Like you hosting the show, you're great at it. It's just so natural. I love Real Combat Media Boxing Radio. We have fighters and coaches and promoters, and we had Roy Jones Jr. And if you know anything about boxing, he is a phenom. He is awesome. He got on the show yesterday, and he rapped for me. He sang for me. I mean, he talked for an hour. I mean, I love it. We have different guests every week. It's Wednesdays from 4 to 6 p.m. Pacific, 7 to 9 Eastern. It's live. You can call in. I love doing the show because we'll interview fighters, or we'll have interviews, and then we'll talk about the fights that we had in the past weekend, the future fights. We break them down. We do strategy. I love it. I really love it.
That is so. How long have you been doing this?
Gosh, almost a year now. Almost a year, and it's just great. If anyone wants to listen, just realcombatmedia.com, and it's a great show. It's all just like, this is a great show, and I highly recommend people to listen every week to you, because I listen to you, just to come if they want to enjoy some boxing. Real Combat Media Boxing Radio is fun.
That is awesome, Krysti. You are so diverse and talented. It just, I never knew any of this stuff about you, as a colleague at the college, and so this is great. But you and I both know that most Americans are obese, out of shape, and don't exercise. How can we get these people off the couch?
Look, get off the couch. I mean, it's like the rest of us. I like to sit on the couch and watch TV and eat ice cream like all of you. But you know what? We have life outside. Get out there. Do something you like. And I highly recommend, if you're a parent, get your girls and your boys and make sure they're in a sport, because they have to be active. We don't want to be obese. So many people are heavy. And, and then also for the kids, it keeps them, when they're in sports, it keeps them out of gangs. It keeps them out of having sex too young. It keeps them out of doing drugs. Make them get in those sports. Get girls in combative sports, MMA, jiu-jitsu, taekwondo, boxing, anything, so that they can have that self-esteem and protect themselves. Highly recommend that as well.
That is so awesome, because a lot of women don't realize that all those benefits are in, these kinds of activities. Well, Krysti, tell us more about how we can contact you, your Facebook, website, Twitter.
Great. It's for Twitter, at Boxing Girl. It's BXINGIRL. Facebook, you can put Krysti Rosario, KRYSTI, ROSARIO. And you can go to realcombatmedia.com, and you can look me up. I have my whole biography and the times of our radio show, and you can listen to us through there for Real Combat Media Boxing Radio. And Sharkie, you are amazing. I just love who you are. I thank you so much for this opportunity.
Oh, wow. Well, thank you for being on the show today, Krysti. I've never interviewed a championship boxer before, so it was a real treat for me as well. So.
Oh, it's wonderful.
All right, I'll see you soon.
Great, I will. I want to see you soon and learn more from you.
Okay, thanks, Krysti, and good luck.
You.
Good luck at your referee, week. Okay.
At the Nationals. Thank you so much.
Okay, we'll be back with more Pep Talk right after this.
With a little shark sense, you can improve your life. Shark Sense, a new book by Sharkie Zartman, is a book that can teach you survival instincts. It pumps you up to live your life fully regardless of what life dishes out. Shark Sense, a fast read with tested principles right from the shark's survival traits. You can do anything. Tap into your inner shark and get your copy of Shark Sense right now. Available at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and at sharksense.org.
With so many wonderful authors appearing as guests on HealthyLife.net, you can easily support their work by browsing the Barnes & Noble link on our advertiser page. Browse for books or even an ebook, DVDs, movies, music, games, gift cards, and more. Find the Barnes & Noble link on the HealthyLife.net advertiser page.
Pep it up with positive energy power right here on HealthyLife.net.
Thanks for joining us today on Pep Talk. Before we leave, I want to share with you a joke of the day. It's a blonde joke. Now, I've been a blonde most of my life, so I've heard many blonde jokes, mostly from my brunette friends. And so, Jay, you are brunette, so let's see if you like this.
All right.
All right. A brunette walks into a room and sees her blonde friend whooping and hollering. "What's the matter?" the brunette said. "Nothing at all. I just finished a jigsaw puzzle in record time," the blonde said. "How long did it take you?" said the brunette. "Well, the box said 3 to 5 years, but I did it in a month."
That's pretty good.
Okay,
I like
thanks.
It.
Okay, thank you. All right, a big thanks to my guests today, James Bond and Krysti Rosario, for sharing their unique experiences and tips. And until next time, I'm Sharkie Zartman. Remember whose life it is. Take charge. Activate that inner shark.